Okay, I want you to just take a second and picture something that might feel a little uncomfortable.
Uh-oh.
Imagine that right now, literally as you're listening to this, there are 5 people watching you.
Okay.
They're not saying a word, they're not liking your post, not commenting, but they are watching every single professional move you make online.
And just to lower the heart rates out there, we aren't talking about a thriller movie or some government conspiracy.
Oh.
We are talking about your career. Specifically, we're talking about the reality of your LinkedIn profile.
Right. But the source material we're diving into today, it uses some pretty visceral language to get that point across. It literally opens with the line, 5 people are stalking your LinkedIn right now.
Wow.
These aren't your high school friends checking in on you. It's not your ex. These are the people holding the keys to the biggest business deals of your life.
It is a jarring image, isn't it? Stalking. But in the B2B context, it's pretty accurate. We tend to treat social media, especially LinkedIn, like it's a stage where we perform for applause. Totally. We want the likes, the great post comments.
Yeah, that viral dopamine hit. But this deep dive, it's all about the audience in the shadows. The ones who don't clap, but who actually sign the checks.
So today, we are dissecting a strategy called the 3-pillar lock framework. It's a system designed to stop you from, shouting into the void and start communicating directly with those silent decision makers.
And, looking at our source stack for this is not your typical marketing guru fluff.
Not at all. We are analyzing a highly technical prompt and strategy guide, and it's written by a senior mechanical design engineer who also happens to work as an AI integration strategist.
That specific background is really the key here. I mean, you have the rigorous, safety-first, no-nonsense mindset of a mechanical engineer.
Right.
Combined with the systemic, algorithmic thinking of an AI strategist. This isn't creative writing advice.
Yeah.
It's basically an engineering spec for how to generate influence. It feels very different. Colder, sharper.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the mission for this deep dive. We're going to diagnose why your current posting strategy, which the source calls content ADHD, is probably killing your sales pipeline without you even knowing it.
Okay.
Then we're going to walk through this lock framework to turn your content into an entrance exam that you pass before you even know you're taking it.
I love that concept, the entrance exam.
Right.
It completely reframes content from, oh, it's something I have to do to keep the marketing team happy,
Right.
to this is a test I need to pass just to get the meeting.
So let's start with the stalkers. The source material has this dark, kind of moody visual. It's a magnifying glass over a profile, and looming over it are 5 silhouettes. Who exactly are these people?
In the industry, we call this the buying committee. If you work in B2B selling services or software or products to other businesses, you almost never sell to just one person.
You sell to a jury.
You sell to a jury, exactly. The force identifies 5 specific archetypes that make up this jury, and they're all very distinct.
Okay, let's name them so we know who we're dealing with. First up, we have the CFO.
The chief financial officer, the money, the guardian of the budget.
Then the CEO, the VP of operations, the CISO, that's the chief information security officer. And
legal.
Everyone's favorite department.
Honestly, though, the idea that a CISO or someone from legal is scrolling through my LinkedIn feed feels a little paranoid.
I get that.
Do these high-level people really have the time to scroll through some vendor's feed?
See, that's the misconception. They aren't scrolling for fun. They're not looking for memes. They are doing due diligence. The source cites data from Gartner, the massive research firm, and it notes the average buying committee now involves 6 to 10 distinct decision makers.
6 to 10?
10, yeah. And here's the stat that should just change how you view everything. 83% of their buying journey happens before they ever contact you.
83%. So the decision is basically made before I even get a chance to pitch. In a lot of cases, yeah. By the time they fill out your Contact Us form, they have already vetted you. They've looked at your company page, your personal profile, your past posts. That CISO isn't looking for entertainment. They're looking for red flags.
Oh.
They're asking, is this vendor a security risk? The CFO is asking, is this vendor a cost center or a revenue generator?
That is actually terrifying.
Yeah.
It means the game is being played while you're sleeping.
It's the silent phase. And most professionals, they lose the deal during the silent phase because they don't even realize they're being audited. They think they're just posting updates.
When really they're submitting evidence to a jury.
Exactly.
Which brings us to the diagnosis. The source calls it content ADHD. I have to admit, I felt a little targeted by this section. It describes a posting style that I think, 90% of us are guilty of?
Oh, it's the default mode for most companies.
It describes this typical corporate schedule,
Yeah.
like Monday, a generic thought leadership piece about how innovation is key. Wednesday, a picture of the team eating pizza at a bowling alley. Friday, resharing a Forbes article with the caption, "Insightful read."
The classic insightful. It's the path of least resistance. It says, I am active, but it says absolutely nothing else.
But isn't that just, I don't know, showing company culture, showing that we're human?
It's showing activity, sure, but it isn't showing expertise. I mean, put yourself in the shoes of that VP of operations on the buying committee. They have a multi-million-dollar supply chain problem. They are stressed. They land on your profile looking for a solution.
When they see a pizza party.
They see a pizza party, a generic article about synergy, and a birthday shout-out. Do they think, oh, this person can solve my supply chain bottleneck?
No. They think I'm just hanging out. They think we're a social club, not a solution provider.
Exactly. They see noise. And high-level buyers are just allergic to noise. They don't have time to dig through 10 posts to find the one nugget of value. If they can't figure out exactly what problem you solve in 5 seconds, they bounce. They go to the competitor who is explicitly talking about supply chain bottlenecks.
The source uses a metaphor here that I really want to drill down on. Content isn't a megaphone. It is an entrance exam.
That's the key shift. If that committee stalked your page for 90 days, could they name the one specific problem you own? If the answer is no, or, they'd know I like pizza, then you failed the exam. You lost the deal before the RFP was even sent.
So how do we pass? This is where the three-pillar lock framework comes in. And again, this comes from that engineering mindset. It's very, very structured.
It really is.
It's not about finding your voice. It's about building a structure.
That's right. The rule is simple, but it's strict. You pick 3 themes, only 3. And you lock them in. You don't stray. You don't decide to post about the Oscars on Monday just because it's trending. You stick to the lock.
And these aren't just topics you like. You don't just pick leadership because you read a book on it.
Right. You don't pick themes based on your hobbies. You pick themes that directly map to the anxieties of that buying committee we just met. You're answering their questions before they even ask them.
Let's break down the 3 pillars because they correspond directly to the people holding the money. Pillar number 1. Address the cost problem you solve.
This is a direct signal to the CFO. The chief financial officer doesn't care about your cool new features or your award-winning design. They care about the bottom line.
Right.
They want to know, if I sign this check, does my operational costs go down? If your content doesn't explicitly explain how you save money, the CFO puts you in the expense pile, not the investment pile.
That's a crucial distinction. Being an investment means you make the money. Being an expense means you're the first thing cut when budgets get tight. Okay, pillar number 2. Address the risk you eliminate.
This is for the CISO and for legal. This is the one almost everyone forgets because it's not sexy. In B2B, nobody gets fired for hiring IBM, right?
All right, the old saying.
Buyers are terrified of risk. What if your software crashes? What if you leak customer data? What if you aren't compliant with the new regulations?
So you need content that basically just says, I am safe. I am boringly reliable.
Yes. You need to talk about compliance, safety protocols, uptime, security certifications. It's dry to the average reader, but to the CISO, it's poetry. You are selling the absence of downsides.
And finally, pillar number 3. Address the revenue you unlock.
This is for the CEO. The CEO wants growth. They need to know that working with you will make the line on the graph go up. So you have cost for the CFO, risk for the CSO, and revenue for the CEO.
The holy trinity of business decisions.
It covers all the bases. The instruction from the source is just brutal in its simplicity. The company page and the key executive should post only around these pillars every week. Same pillars, just different proof points.
No pizza parties.
Unless that pizza party somehow demonstrates a reduction in operational risk, no.
That's a high bar for a pepperoni slice. Our pizza eating efficiency has increased by 12%.
It's about discipline. You want to become synonymous with those 3 pillars. You want to be the risk reduction guy or the cost efficiency gal. If you dilute that with random noise, you lose the lock.
But is there data that this actually works? Because frankly, it sounds a bit repetitive. If I'm posting about risk every Tuesday, won't people get bored?
Well, it feels repetitive to you because you write it every day. But the audience, they only see a fraction of what you post. The source cites the Demand Gen report, which found that companies aligning content to the buying committee's needs report 67% more qualified pipeline.
Let's pause on that phrase, qualified pipeline. That's different from just leads, right?
Oh, a huge difference.
Yeah.
A lead is anyone who downloads a PDF or visits your site. That could be a student, a competitor, someone with zero budget. A qualified pipeline opportunity is a buyer who has the budget, the authority, and the need.
Okay.
The source is very spicy about this. It calls impressions vanity metrics and a nice dashboard.
It says being shortlisted before the RFP drops. That's the actual job.
Exactly. You can have 10,000 views from college students, and I won't pay the electric bill. You want 50 views from CFOs and VPs. That is what this framework targets. It trades volume for value.
To prove this isn't just theory, the source includes a case study about a robotics startup founder. And this story really drives home that silent phase concept we talked about.
This is a great example because it involves zero cold calling, no spamming DMs.
So this founder adopts the framework. He starts posting strictly about cost per unit reduction, that's pillar one. He ignores all the fluff. And he does this for months.
So he's just shouting into the void effectively, or so he thinks. He's getting low likes, probably very few comments at first.
Then, out of nowhere, he lands a contract worth 3.2 crore rupees, which is a massive deal in the local currency. And when he asked the client, why did you pick us? How did you even find us? What did they say?
The client's CFO said, and I'm quoting here, "We followed your posts on cost per unit reduction for 4 months. You were the obvious pick."
4 months.
4 months of silence. They were watching, judging, and validating. While he thought nobody was listening, they were building a case to hire him.
And the key point here is that he didn't go viral. He didn't get 1 million likes.
No. And that is the hardest part for people to accept. We are addicted to the dopamine hit of a viral post.
Yeah.
But this founder just repeated his boring technical truth over and over and over. To the average LinkedIn user, it was dull. To the CFO trying to cut costs, it was a lifeline.
It's the difference between being famous and being hired.
That is the perfect summary. Do you want applause or do you want the contract?
Okay, so we have the strategy, lock the pillars, but now we have to actually write the words. And this is where the senior mechanical design engineer persona really shines through. The source calls for ruthless specificity.
This is where most people fall apart. They know what to say, we reduce risk, but they say it in corporate speak. They use fluff to hide the fact that they don't have specifics.
The source has a list of forbidden words. I love this list because I feel like I see these words in every other headline.
Let's hear the contraband.
Okay, if you use these words, you are out. Number 1, delve.
Banned. Immediate deletion. It just screams, I used a thesaurus, or I used AI to write this.
Harness, unleash, landscape, game changer, and the ultimate cliche in today's fast-paced world.
It's funny because if you open LinkedIn right now, every third post starts with, in the rapidly evolving landscape of...
So why does the engineer hate these words so much? Is it just a stylistic thing?
No, it's about precision. Engineers deal in physics, in dimensions, in tolerances. These words are empty calories. What does harnessing the landscape actually mean physically?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's filler. It's used to hide a lack of specific knowledge. If you say, we optimize your workflow, that's fluff. If you say, we reduce step count by 15%, that's engineering.
So the vibe needs to be human but precise.
The source says, conversational, witty, self-deprecating, and ruthlessly specific. You should sound like a smart person talking to another smart person at a bar, not like a press release.
There are some strict formatting rules here too. Hook, body, CTA. But the details are what really matter.
The hook, the first 2 lines, it has to stop the scroll. The source suggests using a specific number, a contrarian claim, or a visceral image. 5 people are stalking you is a perfect example. It grabs you.
Then the body, short paragraphs. White space is mandatory.
That's all about cognitive load. No one reads a wall of text on a phone screen. You need to give the eye a place to rest. If it looks like a textbook, they keep scrolling.
And the call to action, the CTA. The source warns against the lazy link in bio or the dreaded thoughts.
Thoughts is the absolute worst. It puts all the burden on the reader to come up with something. The source prescribes a specific question driving 25+ word comments.
25 words. That's very specific.
It's all about the algorithms. This is where the AI strategist part of the author comes in. LinkedIn's algorithm measures dwell time and conversation depth. If someone comments, great post, that's low value.
It's 1 second.
Right. But if you ask what is the biggest bottleneck in your Q4 supply chain, and they write a whole paragraph, the algorithm goes, aha, This is a high-level business conversation, and it shows the post to more high-level people.
So you're engineering the algorithm just as much as you're engineering the content.
Precisely. You are signaling to the machine that this content is for smart people.
Now, before you hit post, there's a quality control process. The source calls it the depth check, and it involves 3 lenses. This feels very much like a design review in engineering.
It is. You audit your own work before you ship it. You don't let the customer find the bugs.
Lens number 1, the skeptical CFO.
You look at your draft and ask, where is the proof? If you claim you save time, the CFO lens demands a number. How much time? Prove it. If it's not there, you rewrite.
Lens number 2, the junior professional.
This is the utility lens. It asks, can I actually use this on Monday?
Now, why do we care about the junior professional if we're targeting the C-suite?
Because B2B buying often starts from the bottom up. The CEO doesn't Google new software. A junior engineer finds a tool that solves their headache, they get excited, and they sell it up the chain to the VP.
Ah, that's a great point.
So if your post provides actual utility to the junior staff, they become your internal champions.
You're arming the internal messenger. And lens number 3, the competitor.
Can they poke holes in this? If your argument is weak, or you make a claim that isn't defensible, your competitor will tear it apart in the sales meeting. You have to bulletproof your claims before you publish them.
And to help with that, the source suggests a confidence score. You rate every claim in your post from 1 to 10.
And the rule is strict. Anything below a 7 gets cut. Or you go find a source, no we think, no maybe, no it tends to. Certainty sells. Ambiguity breeds distrust.
Then there's the specificity audit. You literally have to count the numbers in your post.
If there are fewer than 3 concrete data points, it's too vague. Think about how hard that is to actually do. Most posts have 0 data points. This framework demands 3. It forces you to actually do the research, look up the specs, find the percentage.
And maybe the most brutal test of all, the so what test.
This is the editor's knife. After every single paragraph you write, you have to ask, so what? What does the reader do with this information? If the answer is nothing or it just sounds nice, you cut the paragraph. It keeps the signal-to-noise ratio extremely high.
It sounds exhausting, honestly.
Yeah.
This isn't just posting. This is work.
It is more work, but that's why it works, because 99% of your competitors are not doing this. They're posting the pizza party. If you are the one doing the so what test, you are the one the buying committee respects. You stand out by virtue of density.
There is one final tactical tip from the source that I thought was just genius. It's called the comment seed.
This is a very clever way to jumpstart the conversation.
The instruction is, before you post, write 3 thoughtful comments you'd leave on your own post.
It sounds a little bit like talking to yourself, I know, but it serves a distinct purpose. It preloads the comment section with depth. When a reader sees a post with 0 comments, they're hesitant to engage. It's that empty dance floor syndrome.
Nobody wants to be the first one to dance.
Exactly. But if you are there elaborating on your own point, maybe tagging a colleague with a specific question or adding a source you couldn't fit in the main text, you show people how to engage. You are modeling the behavior.
You're setting the temperature of the room.
You're saying, it's okay to get nerdy here. It's okay to write a long comment. And again, it adds more keywords and more dwell time for the algorithm. It's a win-win.
So let's zoom out and look at the whole system. We started with the stalkers, the buying committee, the CFO, CSO, CEO, VP of Ops, and legal.
The people we need to impress.
We identified the disease content ADHD, just posting random noise that drives these people away.
And we have the cure, the 3-pillar lock. You align your content strictly to the big 3, cost, risk, and revenue.
And you execute with that engineer's mindset. Ruthless specificity, no fluff, no delving, and passing the so what test every single time.
It's a shift from social media to strategic media. It starts being about vanity metrics, and it starts being about pipeline.
The source text ends with this really quirky sign-off that I think captures the personality we're aiming for. This top voice author, he signs off in multiple languages, Japanese, German.
Yeah, Maido, which is this casual Osaka greeting, konnichiwa, wie geht's?
It's a reminder that even with all this rigorous structure, you're still supposed to be a human being.
Personality plus precision. That's the winning combination. You can be rigorous about the data without being a robot in the delivery. In fact, showing the personality makes the data more trustable.
So here is the question we want to leave you with today. It's a haunting thought from the source, but it's the most important one to consider.
It really is the ultimate audit for your career.
If that 5-person buying committee, the CFO, the CISO, the CEO, if they stalked your company's LinkedIn for the last 90 days, right now, what would they see? Would they see an expert who owns a specific problem? Or would they just see content ADHD?
It's a sobering question, but the good news is you can start fixing the answer with your very next post.
Go check your feed.
Mhm.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive into the three-pillar lock. We'll see you on the next one.
See you then.